Again, one of the reasons why I was attracted to work on this module, because I went through personally as a youngster very similar kinds of issues. And I've often thought, what must it be like for a 5-year-old in a strange land, in a strange place, terrified about being left alone, not knowing the customs, not knowing many of the other kids whose parents didn't sound or look like your parents didn't look like their parents. Well, that was frankly one of my first experiences as a first-generation American. I was, and my sister and my parents, I came through Ellis Island and escaping war-torn Europe and experiencing, again, Ellis Island like lots of folks did. And I was, along the way, helped by many kind people. For me, especially the families around me, teachers that helped prepare me to be in front of you here today. But the teachers and so forth that helped, I can't imagine how terrifying it must be. It was for me, but going an additional step, I could speak the language. Okay? What must that be like for youngsters that can't understand what's going on around them? So with that in mind, I got very involved in this English language learners module, using the 42 years that I have spent in teaching and directing and participating in the theater and contributing my expertise in the theater to others, Charisse Grogera from Ventura County, and others on the state level working on this module. And we selected this one to be the first in our MCAET talks. Again, the MCAET talks are designed to share innovative ideas in our Region 5 area. We're going to debut that with this module. I am very, very pleased to present our very own and El Teatro Campesino's Estrella Esparza-Johnson for #1 in MCAET talks. Estrella.
Thank you, Hamish. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Buenas tardes, damas y caballeros. My name is Estrella Esparza-Johnson, and I am an actor, director, playwright, and producer. I am a second-generation member of El Teatro Campesino and the executive producer of Astronomicas DMR, an independent production company. I'm also a teaching artist. I teach at the School of Arts and Culture at Mexican Heritage Plaza in San Jose, California, and at Millennium Charter High School here in Salinas. I'm here today to accomplish something really big, and that is to inspire you to use the arts, specifically the discipline of the theater, or el teatro. This shall assist you in working with English language learners. But before we get too into that, let me first ask you a question. No doubt, this is probably the question on your mind right now, which is, why? Why should I take time to study this? Why the theater? How am I going to teach with theater? And those are all good questions. First, let me start with a story. Once upon a time, there was a boy. He lived and worked with his family as migrant farm workers, as campesinos. They lived and worked and traveled following la cosecha, the harvest, as so many before them had done, and as so many still do today. The boy was very intelligent and went to school as much as possible. This was difficult for him, as his family moved around a lot, and he had to attend many schools in a year. But this family valued education, even if their circumstances made it difficult or made it appear to the outside world as if it was unimportant. The boy and his family lived in a world of two languages, one of familiarity and ease at home, and the other of the outside world of work and school. The boy had to learn them both. Furthermore, being a migrant family, everyone had to use resources wisely. So this boy brought his lunch to school every day in a brown paper bag. Every day, after lunch, he would carefully fold up the brown paper bag and hide it in his classroom for safekeeping. At the end of the day, he would collect it from its hiding place and take it home for use again the next day. One day, the boy came to collect his lunch bag from its hiding place, as usual, but something was terribly wrong. His bag was gone. He asked everyone. He searched everywhere. Finally, he asked his teacher. The teacher knew where his bag was. The boy's teacher had seen the boy and his bag before and decided to give him a gift. The boy was confused and didn't understand. His teacher said, "Come here. Let me show you something." The boy followed his teacher to a table with a bowl and some milky liquid inside. To the boy's horror, he noticed that there were strips of paper floating inside. Brown paper strips. "That is my bag. What did you do to my bag?" asked the boy. The teacher replied, "I'm making paper mache. Do you know what that is?" The boy shook his head. "It is a way of turning paper into a mask, like this one." The boy's teacher showed him a mask nearby made of wet paper strips. "Would you like to try?" the teacher asked the boy, and he nodded yes. That day, a teacher showed a boy that a brown paper bag can be more than just a lunch sack. A teacher showed a boy that he could create something magical and creative with his hands and brown paper. That teacher spoke to her student about art and the theater, and the world changed. How, you may ask? That boy went on to fall in love with theater, to graduate from high school and college. That boy grew into a man who used his love and passion for the theater to change his world and the theater forever. By using both English and Spanish, his love of learning and teaching, he forged a new style and new voice in the theater, and later in radio, television, and films. That boy is the father of Chicano theater, Luis Valdez. Now, I tell you that story to give you a glimpse into the world of possibilities available to your English language learners. As teachers, we sow seeds, and how and when they sprout, we may never know, but they all carry the promise of a Luis Valdez. So have I sparked your curiosity a bit, enough to delve a bit further into some facts about the use of the theater with English language learners? Good. So for those of you who love statistics, this should be the part that you'll really like. Okay? So, according to an article published by the American Alliance for Theater and Education, students involved in drama performance coursework, or drama experience, outscored, on average, their non-art student counterparts on the 2011 SAT by 65 points on the verbal component and 34 points in the math component. Drama activities improve reading comprehension and both verbal and nonverbal communication skills. Drama helps improve school attendance and reduce high school dropouts. Drama can improve skills and academic performance for children and youth with learning differences. Furthermore, valuable qualities in students are promoted and enhanced by the study of theater. I'm talking about imagination, humor, curiosity, empathy, diverse and inclusive perspectives, confidence, creativity, critical thinking and analysis, collaboration, and communication. These are Common Core standards, right? So, what is the bottom line here? Using theater strategies with your ELL students leads to better outcomes in both the study of the English language and across the curriculum. The added benefit is that it provides benefits to all your learners, not just your ELL population. These strategies provide structures within which students with different language skills can work together and hopefully build bridges over previous divisions that kept them apart. These games and activities mark a pathway for all learners that moves them towards literacy and competency. Isn't this what we all want? Okay, so now you're probably thinking, oh, this sounds great, but I don't have a background in theater. How can I train myself or my teaching team to do this? I am so glad you asked. So, if you had access to something that was prepared by those with the proper expertise, that didn't take much time to prepare, and was ready to go out of the box, would you try it? Here's where you say, yes. Thanks to the California County Superintendent's Educational Services Association Arts Initiative, there is an entire module developed by the state and professionals at Ventura, Monterrey, and Humboldt County Offices of Education that is available to you right now. It's just a click away. You visit www.ccseaarts.org and you click on Creativity at the Core. Find the module titled On Stage, English, Language Learners, Theater Arts, and Language Development. Here you'll find content outlines, handouts, step-by-step descriptions of exercises to develop these skills with their correlations to VAPA, ELD, and CCR standards. Also included are handouts and materials that support and enhance your learning. Time schedules of delivery for each piece of the training is given to make it easy for you to plan just when and how your training can be presented. These materials make it easy to learn and then apply with your students quickly. And you just may have some fun yourself in the process. Ultimately, we are all dedicated to the success of every student. Likewise, we are all faced with the many challenges to actualizing our learners' potential. It's our hope that by exploring and utilizing modules such as these, educators may unlock the creative potential in themselves and their students while discovering and appreciating the artists within. I'm Estrella Esparza-Johnson from MCAET Studios. Thank you for watching.